So as you guys know, huge influx of new players. A lot of people are finding the game and starting to play it for the first time. So I just kind of wanted to compile some of my like most important tips that I would implement if I were to make a new account. First, you guys are already kind of different than most new players, I would say, because you guys are going online and trying to find new information. And odds are you're probably trying to like optimize the game a little bit and get ahead, which is amazing. I mean, honestly, part of the fun is optimizing the game, but you got to be careful taking it too far, okay? Like, honestly, the biggest beginner tip that I can give to you is just enjoy the playthrough. You know, you really you want to enjoy it in a authentic way. So enjoy your first playthrough. As you're clearing the game, like a really big thing is to clear the entire star chart. So there's like some end game stuff that you actually need every node for, as in like steal path and arbitrations, and just to make sure that you guys are completing all the nodes. And then on top of that, like sometimes there's events that'll come around, maybe even like as early an example as I can come up with is like Barracuteer. If you don't have one of the 3 relays that you can actually go to, you're going to need to get a taxi over there. So make sure that you have every node unlocked, allows you in any circumstance, any sort of event, you're able to get to whatever node you need to. You guys only start out with 50 platinum. So you do need to be careful about what you spend your platinum on. Odds are, if you're buying it from the marketplace, from Digital Extremes, you're probably getting scammed. I'm just going to be honest. You're probably getting screwed. Odds are you can buy it from another player for significantly cheaper. If you aren't using Warframe Market and you're buying it from another player, you're probably getting screwed way harder than you would be if you bought it off the market. But when you're managing your platinum, couple important things. Don't buy anything dumb. Items typically are pretty dumb to buy unless you're buying them for cheap from other players. But I would say the most important things that you could buy off the market would be slots and boosters. Do not sleep on boosters. Boosters, 2x credit, 2x XP, 2x to resources. This will cut your grind time significantly. I think it provides a great ROI if you're going to go ahead and buy boosters. Other than that, slots are pretty safe because you do need slots in order to carry weapons, warframes, companions, and even ribbons. So slots are a very safe thing. Another like easy thing that you could buy is color palettes, but those are more niche, where they aren't going to give you like the immediate benefit, but like, I mean, you'll look cool at least. So this next tip is not counterintuitive to the second tip on where you need to be careful with your platinum, but you don't need to be as careful with your platinum if you know how to make a lot of platinum. And odds are you probably have no idea how to make platinum right now. I actually have 2 platinum guides, one specifically for new players, and it'll help you if you have literally zero clue how to make platinum. It'll show you what you can farm at different ranks, and that's actually how I made my first 1,000 platinum on a challenge account. Another video that's really popular on my channel is how I was making 500 platinum a day when I was playing a lot. That has more like niche examples where it was just me playing a lot. So I ended up messing around with the market a lot, and I was just kind of like not even really playing the game. I was just kind of playing the market. So you can go watch that if that interests you. I will say that you do, in order to do the strategies in that video, you're probably going to need to be a little bit higher MR. You don't need to be insanely high, but you know, it's not as accessible as the first video that I recommended. Both links will be in the description, and that will probably be the cards up above. You can go watch that after this video. And like, this isn't mandatory, but like if you're farming platinum, wanting to know the value of items very quickly, I would download a Warframe. It's an overlay that you can have on your screen while you're playing the game, and it'll tell you the item values of all this stuff. Really, what a Warframe is like an information hub, so you don't have to like go around to a million different spots to collect the same information. It'll tell you, you know, your credits, endo, all of your resources that you could want. It'll show you all of your inventory that you have, and it'll tell you important timers. And really, the main thing that I use it for is when I'm doing relic runs. So if you do a lot of relic runs and you don't know what the value of the items are that you're passing up, you can go ahead and download that. That gives you peace of mind. Now, I will tell you, you don't need it immediately. So the quick rule of thumb, you can look at the prime junk price of those items, And typically bronze are like a platinum to maybe a couple platinum. Silver items are typically 3 to 4 platinum each, and gold items are typically 8 to 10 platinum each. So you can go ahead and use that as you're doing it. So you don't need to know exactly what the parts are, but sometimes things will pop up that are vaulted, and it could be a bronze piece, it could be a silver piece, you just don't know, and it could end up being worth a decent amount, but those are probably far and few between. Keeping the rule of thumb where you're using prime junk prices is going to save you for the most part. And this has lasting effects on your account. If you go ahead and farm MR, you're doing a bunch of things for your account. So you actually unlock ribbons by farming MR. If you hit MR 8, you can get ribbons, and as you go up in MR, you get to use more complex ribbons. And you know, when you do farm MR, you actually get 1 trade per day per MR that you are. So if you're MR 8, you get 8 trades a day. If you're MR 9, you get 9 trades a day. And then the other thing is you can actually get higher level weapons by farming MR. So it is very, very beneficial for you to max out every weapon. So before you sell your weapons, you need to get them to level 30. And if you don't get them to level 30, you can cast them aside and level them up later, but do not sell the weapons that you have not gotten to level 30. Otherwise, you're going to have to rebuy them or rebuild them and then get them to level 30. So you might as well do yourself the favor and just max out a weapon and then just swap off of another weapon. And when you're really, really low MR, this only goes for the people that are really new to the game or haven't done this yet. There's a bunch of weapons that are the MK1 variety that only cost credits. And there's a handful of other weapons that only cost credits as well. So what I would do is I'd run through and I would level all of the MK1 weapons. And as soon as I get done leveling the MK1 weapon, I would chuck it, buy a new MK1 weapon, and go down the list until I'm done with the credit weapons. And then while I'm building, like, obviously I'm going to be building new weapons while I'm leveling my MK1 ones. So by the time I need new weapons, I will have them built already. I love syndicate missions so much. In fact, like when I log in, I'll do syndicate missions and I sometimes won't even do my sortie. Now, is that actually the way that I should be playing the game? I don't know. It's the way I do play the game. Syndicates are super, super valuable in the sense that, like, even as a low player, you can max them out relatively quickly because you get the missions and you need to get the medallions. The medallions are the most important part. So you need to go ahead and get yourself a Thieves' Wit or some sort of loot radar mod. Most likely you're going to have Thieves' Wit. You could have loot radar. You could also have Animal Instinct. Just those two are a little bit harder to get, and it requires you to have either an aura mod slot, or it also requires you to have a companion. So do with that what you will, but Thieves' Wit, very important. I would grab a Thieves' Wit, immediately hop in and start farming your syndicates, because at a low level, you're going to be leveling up a syndicate that once you get to max rank, you're going to be able to buy mods and syndicate weapons. Now, at a higher level, you having all of these syndicate medallions, you're going to be able to turn them in when a new prime frame comes out, and you're going to be able to collect a ton of relic packs. That is huge money. When Wisp Prime dropped, I had so many relic packs, and I just had a ton of her relics. So while everybody else was scrambling trying to farm her relics, I was just cracking the relics open and farming her. I don't know why I'm trying to prep you guys for this. I feel like I just ruined the game for myself a little bit, because once you get past the point where you've over-optimized the game, you're going to probably burn yourself out. Whether it's too much playtime or just you're doing repetitious things and you just don't like them anymore, use variety to make the game a little bit more fresh. It's going to be easy at a low level because you're going to be swapping through gear so much. You may not get into certain habits, and that's a good thing because the game will be fresh and you'll be able to play it as a little bit longer. But for me right now, I struggle with burnout, and I know that I've been turned off of the game before at way lower levels because I end up just, sitting in Sedna and farming MR. It's mind numbing. It's really boring. You gotta play the game how you want to play it. So switch it up every once in a while. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. So swap it up a bit. If you have friends to play the game with that really want you in their dojo, that's awesome. Go ahead and join their dojo, or you can, join a fully funded dojo. Now, I personally would join a fully funded dojo, farm up credits, buy every BP, and then you can go play in whatever dojo you want after that. But joining a fully funded dojo, you'll be able to build anything in the game that you want that is from dojos. So all of their blueprints you'll have access to. If you try to make a dojo yourself, you are going to sink so much time into farming resources for that dojo. So that's like, I feel like dojo making and managing is like an end game sort of thing, but that could also just be me. So if you have fun doing it, have fun doing it. But I would say it is a lot more time than it's worth to fund a dojo up. All right, boys, you got this far in the video. And honestly, I've given you a lot of tips. I could give you a lot more, but here's the thing. The most important tip, whatever you decide to do in this game, you gotta look damn good doing it, okay? You gotta get yourself some drip. You gotta get yourself some color palettes, some skins, something, man. It doesn't matter what you do in the game as long as you look good doing it. So yeah, it is a fun part of the game is to make yourself look dope. And I think a lot of people take pride in the way their Warframe looks. Maybe some people love the way their Orbiter looks. I'm very, very basic. I can show you guys what my... Well, okay. Oh, God. I could show you guys my... I have a screenshot on my Steam profile of, of like the most atrocious looking fashion frame. And it is disgusting. And then I didn't really care too much about fashion. And then I was running this frame for a long time. Right. And then I started watching a Warframe streamer that like they quite literally do a lot of fashion frame type shenanigans. And as soon as I watched them, I was like, damn, people do some dope ass stuff with their frames. I need to one up my game. So now this is what my Volt looks like currently. You know, I actually didn't do that much to it. It's just it looks OK. But yeah, so get yourself some drip, makes the game a little bit more fun, and it's a lot more fun. If you want to go check that person out, link is in the description as well. They're a really cool streamer. At number 10, you should really join some streamer communities. Like I'm not gonna, you know, on my own, but like, here's the thing. I know most people in the Warframe community are willing to answer any question that you have. So, I mean, if Google's not going to solve it, you can just go ahead and ask a Twitch streamer. I'll put some recommendations down below. There's the one that I showed previously. There's also this guy. I mean, he's a goofy guy. They're kind of popping up on the screen right now. I'll put their links in the description if you guys want to go check them out. So since I don't get sponsored, I'm going to go ahead and do my own sponsor segment. Over on Twitch, you guys can find me there. I do live stream a bunch of stuff. It's a lot of fun. If you guys want to go over there and follow me, you guys can go follow me. If you guys have Amazon Prime, link that to your Twitch account and you get a free Prime sub. Well, also thank you orally. I mean verbally. Hopefully this guide helped you guys and you guys have a good old time. Good luck and don't get burnt out because burnout is a